At 2 o'clock this afternoon, there was an attempted robbery in the parking lot of Green Hills Mall. It appears that a man was exiting the mall. He'd been to some high-end stores at Green Hills and was carrying shopping bags. There was an individual from the Tesla that is crashed out behind me who was watching this individual come out. As the shopper approached his vehicle, he was confronted by an occupant of the Tesla. A tussle, struggle takes place for several seconds. Ultimately, the robber was able to wrestle away the packages, the shopping bags, from the individual. They went back to the Tesla. There was some further interaction between the shopper and the people in the Tesla before the Tesla sped away. We believe, based on what we can put together at this point, that there was at least one shot fired around the Tesla. The driver of the Tesla fled the mall with the robber passenger. On 440, they tried to enter 65. The driver was already wounded at that point and crashed into the tree here behind me. The driver was taken to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, where he is deceased. The passenger of the Tesla, who ran over to the guardrail to the right there, tossed a pistol over the guardrail, and now he has been taken to police headquarters for questioning. We do not, at this point, have the shopper identified. He was likely scared. He fled the mall. We need to speak with him to understand exactly his point of view as to what occurred. At this point, we believe he's a victim. He was a victim of a robbery that was taking place in the parking lot of the mall. He fought back, struggled against the person who was trying to rob him of his shopping bags. At some point, a shot takes place, and this person has fled. Again, we consider him to be a victim and hope he will contact the police department so we can understand from him exactly what took place. We are now reviewing surveillance footage from the mall. We will be talking to the passenger of the Tesla, who has been taken now to headquarters to be interviewed, and continue to put things together, but that's where we believe we are at this point.
Was there witnesses in the parking lot that told you about this tussle, or
witnesses at the mall?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. There were witnesses at the mall who saw this tussle taking place. Initially, some of the witnesses thought it was a carjacking, but as we have advanced the investigation, gotten our first look at surveillance video, see the person coming out of the mall with the shopping bags from at least one high-end store, if not more, we think that these people in the Tesla were driving around looking for someone to rob, and they picked him.
Did you know how the victim was, or did the witness say how the victim was or anything?
The victim, the gunshot victim, or the robbery victim? Which victim?
The robbery, both.
How old is
So we have not identified the robbery victim. He left the mall, and we're asking him to come forward.
I guess my question, Don, the witnesses there saw him. Did they say this is an older man or a younger man, a younger woman, whatever, and that they stole from him?
I can't give you an age of the robbery victim. I just don't know at this point.
So there was no shots on 65? Like this
No,
all happened at the mall?
no. We believe at this juncture that this all happened at Green Hills, in the parking lot of Green Hills Mall. Not inside the mall. I mean, the man had come out and was walking to his vehicle with his shopping bags.
Do we, any ages?
Who fired? Okay, so I'm confused. Who fired? The victim, the person that was robbed of the bags.
Shot himself accidentally, or?
Who fired the shot?
Well, we have one gun that was recovered from here that was tossed over the guardrail by the passenger. We do not have another gun at this juncture. The driver of the Tesla has a gunshot wound. Now, did the shopper, did the robbery victim have a weapon during the tussle around the car? We don't know that yet.
So we don't know who shot.
The age of the passenger who was at headquarters,
Or inside the Tesla.
he's at Yes, he's 30. 30.
So we don't know who shot the Tesla driver, correct?
Do we have any
Ed-
leads?
We don't know who the shooter is.
We don't know who shot the driver of the Tesla.
That's correct. That's correct. In looking at the video from the mall, we can obviously see the confrontation between the shopper and the passenger of the vehicle. Now, some of that tussle is obscured by other vehicles in the parking lot. We can obviously see the tussle taking place. Now, was the shopper armed, and was he pulling his gun in response to the gun being shown to him by the passenger of the Tesla, the robber? We don't know that yet.
Until we find out who he is.
So during the tussle, was it the driver who was involved in this tussle, or was it the passenger that was involved in the tussle?
During the robbery, we think it was the passenger.
Don, have they had a chance to run that Tesla to see if it's stolen or if it belongs to the person?
It's not believed to be stolen.
Any idea when this ramp might reopen?
The ramp is going to be closed for a time. The northbound lanes of 65 are about to reopen, at least some of them are about to reopen. And you had a question at the same time?
Oh, I was
over here?
following up on her.
Okay,
So
okay.
the passenger was tussling at the mall with the victim, but the driver got shot.
You are correct. You are correct. Now,
As of right now, that gun you found over the railing was from the passenger of the Tesla.
he put it there. If you're asking, was he the owner of the gun? I can tell you that he put the gun over the railing.
Okay.
But we don't know if that it was even the gun that was fired that shot the driver.
You are correct. Or whether there's a second gun involved. And it's quite possible there's a second gun involved. That's why we need to understand what the victim's perspective was, what the victim saw, how he reacted. We can see some of it from the video from the parking lot, but some of that interaction is obscured by other vehicles parked there.
So right now, Metro Police are trying to hopefully hear from this victim to connect more dots.
Exactly, exactly.
Did they both get out of the car and tussle with him, or was just one?
It appears that just one.
Which was the passenger?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Sorry. All right, thank you.
Because actually, the Tesla comes and picks up the passenger. During the tussle of the guy near his car with the shopping bags, that's going on. The parties finally separate. Then the Tesla pulls up and the passenger gets into the Tesla.
So while they were both in the car, that's when the shot went off?
Well, we don't know exactly when the driver was shot. We know that the victim comes up to the vehicle as the passenger's getting in the parking lot. Now, it's very difficult to see what is happening there.
There's any bullet holes in the car or anything that you guys have seen?
We think there is.
Just one?
Well, the crime scene people are doing a detailed examination of the car now. Everybody got it?
Thank you.
You want me to give you the summary one more time?
Please.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
like, can you just write this
That
down?
would be
send it in an
fantastic. I just want to
email?
wrap it around.
All right.
One more time.
I'm like, I thought it was just me.
All right.
I'm like, wait, who got out of the car?
At 2 o'clock this afternoon, a shopper with high-end shopping bags exited Green Hills Mall. We believe the people in the Tesla were looking for someone to rob. They saw this man with his shopping bags. The passenger of the Tesla got out. There was a confrontation between the two. The shopper resisted the robbery, did not want to give up his merchandise, and there was a tussle, a struggle between the passenger of the Tesla and the shopper. Ultimately, the robber won and got the bags away from the man. After the bags were secured, the Tesla pulls up, the passenger gets back into the car, the shopper comes alongside the car, and we can't see exactly what that interaction is or the details of that interaction, but we know he came alongside of the car after the passenger got back in, and then the car speeds away. The shopper also leaves the mall parking lot. The Tesla drives, we believe, on Hillsborough Road to 440, comes around 440 and tries to get on 65 North. The driver, who was already shot as a result of this interaction in the parking lot of the mall, crashes into the tree. He is taken to Vanderbilt. He is deceased. The passenger got out of the car, dumped a gun over the guardrail, which we've recovered, and he's been taken to headquarters to be interviewed.
That's it.
Okay?
Yeah, that was great.
Looking for the
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Don.
job.
All right. That's very moving part.